Sorry, I have to fix my audio. Can you hear me now? Maybe you can hear me now, hopefully. There we go. So what was I saying? I was shouting out the people in the chat. So DC Woodworking, what's up, man? MG, I haven't seen you on here in a while. Welcome back, dude. Hasi, I have no idea what is going on since I took days off trading. That's all good, man. You didn't miss much. The last 2 days have been flat, as it's been the weekend. So, I'm gonna turn this down a little. What's up, GG? Oh, Jesse. Ah, okay, yes. What's up, Jesse? Jesse Ben. Yeah, so we're sort of approaching the end of the weekend here. I mean, 1 hour to go, or less than an hour. The daily candle closes and the weekend ends. You'll notice that the S&P is already moving, the futures at least. As of, where did it start? As of where's the Saturday? Right here. Okay, this red candle here is the start of today on the futures, S&P futures. So currently down, trending down, and no doubt that's having an impact on Bitcoin as well. Yeah. So what's the theme of the day? Like, where do I think things are heading with Bitcoin? Zooming out a little, let me just turn off this indicator here just so we can see it clearer. I can see Bitcoin obviously in a big old rising wedge at the moment, which is, as we all know, a bearish pattern. You know, will we find support here and bounce up? Now this yellow line here is the June low. So that's the low that we pulled in June. Back all the way back over here. And zooming out, you can see we are in a much larger falling wedge, which is a bullish pattern, right? So just move these squiggles here. So yeah, it's a rising wedge, a bearish pattern, right? I guess the big question is, do we have time, or is there enough space on the wedge still to find support here and then bounce and maybe come up and test that June low? There's confluence here for that low to be tested here. So if you think that's going to happen, this could be a really good opportunity to jump into a long position, setting the stop loss just below, you know, the recent swing lows. So I mean, we're sort of pretty much at those lows right now, but you know, if you think this trend here is going to hold, then, and you're going to go long on it, then I would be inclined to place a stop loss quite tight, because you certainly don't want to be in it if it breaks this support, because that would be a confirmation of a breakdown of this rising wedge. So that's kind of like the upside potential that I see here on Bitcoin. Now the downside potential is that we test the support here and it breaks. So we don't get the, you know, the support provided, and we don't move up. We don't get that bounce that we're sort of looking at. And so yeah, let's have a look at where that might end up if we do break this support. I mean, there is liquidity, and there's a fair value gap right here too. So this candle here has not been back tested, at least the beginnings of this giant green candle here. We have not come down to back test that fair value gap. So that's somewhere in this region. Now, if I turn on If I turn on this smart money concepts indicator by Lux Algo, you can see that gap here. It's pretty giant. I might have to adjust the... just got to figure out where it is. Low threshold, maybe? No. Anyway, extend fair value gap. See if that... okay, that does it. I need to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Woo! Dusty. All right. So, yep, there is a lot of liquidity down here. There's a swing. Thank you, Gigi. Yeah, these lows here, we have not come to back test those yet. Now remember that there's no hard set rule saying you have to, but it is on the cards. You know, if we do fall out of this rising wedge, we're looking for a bounce point, right? So there's three major positions I see as a potential bounce, and that's these pivots. So, you know, if we do fall out of the rising wedge, you know, that could be target 1, this could be target 2, and then down here could be target 3, which correspond to here, this 1, 2, 3. So that's a breakdown. Now, if we punch a new low, maybe we get back in touch with the bottom of this rising wedge. That could be another, you know, target if, you know, but, you know, I guess we deal with what's directly in front of us first, you know, from the smaller time frame. So, you know, we haven't even come to test this trend just yet, this blue trend line, which is the bottom of the rising wedge. So let's see if it even does that first. And then that's when you can look to the next, you know, checkpoint, I guess you could say. So the cool thing about this chart here is the majority of this fair value gap has been filled or tested by, thanks to this wick, and, you know, these lows here. Like we're pretty much filling up and correcting this imbalance. Now there's a couple more imbalances down here to sort of fill up those gaps, but we'll see if it even does that. Let me turn that off, and we'll go back in to check. Yeah, this is it's not giving too much. I mean, it is down for the moment. All right, I'm going to turn this indicator back on. You can see this is the demand zone that we've hit a couple of times now. So this is what created that demand zone. We back tested it, bounced off it here. We didn't even quite touch it there, but we are back in this zone right now. And there is every chance that we could break the zone, right? And that would be a break in structure. Break of structure. So, all right, I guess that's the zoomed in view. That's the shorter time frame analysis there. Now, if we go back out, like if we go way back out, so, you know, we're looking at the rising wedge, that's all good. We expect, you know, potentially to fall out of that. If it's a textbook play, right? And that could happen today, like before, you know, we could actually get down here in the next couple of hours, in the next few hours, yeah, find support, and then we've got the FOMC, not the FOMC, sorry, the CPI data release. And if that's extremely positive, maybe that's what will cause Bitcoin to find support somewhere, either if it's going to be here, here, or here, those targets that I was talking about, right? And then we get, potentially a huge surge off those points, if we're to come down. So, all right, I'm going to zoom out like I said I was. Let's go to the daily chart. You can see the falling wedge that we're in. The yellow line is our June low. I think if we do head up, that is going to provide some kind of reaction to price, I think. It is, a demand zone. I mean, sorry, a supply line, basically, supply zone. And it is the supply zone that caused this. See how we close this green candle at that yellow line and we open the red candle at that line too, because it is significant. It's a significant level. So if we go down to the 1 hour chart, you can see, more detail in that rejection there. So yes, there was a little bit of activity above it, but for the most part, yeah, we found ourselves below that June low. And that actually would have been a nice entry for a short, just showing that we closed this day out lower than the June low, like underneath it. That would have been a really good opportunity to enter a short with a stop loss set above the previous high. And then, targeting 1.5 risk to reward, or, whatever targets you're happy with. So yeah, the falling wedge on the daily. This is where I'm getting any kind of optimism that I have is based off this structure here. I think, we very well could fall out of it now and then come down and test it. That would bring us down to like 15k, 14.8 roughly, 14.8k. And then if we bounce off there, if we hold that support, maybe, we get a rally in January, and maybe that's where we break through of this falling structure. That's purely just based off these market patterns, right? So just remember that a pattern that exists on a higher time frame is more likely to have stronger influence than those found on the lower time frame. So, this rising wedge, you could argue, is not as powerful as this falling wedge, because this obviously has greater influence as it's a longer time frame structure. Now, another indicator that I had is this money flow index, MFI. So if you back test the points on the MFI, you can sort of see like how accurate or inaccurate it is. So you could see, is it signaling to buy in decent places? Like, so, arguably this signal here. Now the MFI is based off money flow, so it's measuring the amount of longs and shorts that are getting filled and realized. And right here, the signal for a long, it came in a little early. Obviously, there was a bit more of a drop. And the MFI did go lower. However, that's not a bad spot. If you sort of held that area, it did come back up into profit. Notice that the MFI on the daily is nowhere near being oversold yet. I mean, overbought, sorry. So there is still some headroom for a potential push up. But anyway, using the MFI, there's a strategy I came across the other day which got me onto this fluid trades indicator, which is a smart money concepts indicator, SMC, right? So using them in conjunction with each other, you can even do it on the lower time frame for scalping purposes, right? Now the point, or the way that I would sort of use it, or at least what was shown in that video, is when you get a retest of a demand zone, you're looking to go long, right? Now the confirmation, you need confirmation by the MFI indicator in order to take that position as a long. So now that confirmation is when this white line is in the red zone. So you want to take longs in the red and shorts in the green, especially when it's giving signal like this. So you can see we tagged the supply zone up here, and we got an MFI signal to sell or go short, right? Excellent example of confluence between these two indicators. So you've got the fluid trades smart money concept indicator and the money flow index with alerts indicator. So let's go back and let's find other examples. So it said to go short here. Mind you, we are on the 15-minute chart, just to give you a bit of perspective on where we're at. Here's another one here, a sell here corresponding to selling these wicks up here, and look what happened. This here was an anomalous move, for lack of a better word. Reminds me of Jolt, but yeah, an anomaly, right? This was the PPI data release, so things got very volatile and crazy, and then things settled back down again. So you can see Bitcoin was behaving quite settled before it, and then it fell back into that settled state as we went over the weekend. So yeah, we're getting a really nice look at this. We're exiting back out of the demand zone here. So if you want to do if you want to use these indicators, this is a good time to back test it, right? So not only have we gone money flow oversold, so that's a signal saying it's a big green tick, right? Let me go green. And we've back tested these lows in the demand zone as confluence number 2. So the way to play this would be to set a long at the breakout here, especially if we get the next 6 minutes, if we're outside of the demand zone again. Let's just back test this. Let's put a long on. We'll set the stop loss below the previous swing low, so down here because of this low here. I mean, depending on your appetite for risk, this is riskier having it down here, right? The stop loss. I mean, you can pull that in tighter if you think it's gonna, hold this low or this low. But yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with just outside the demand zone, because we don't want to be in a long if it's punched through demand. And then take your risk to reward ratio to 1.5, which takes us up to here. You could even target the supply zone, and that would take your, it's a 1% gain. That kind of highlights how bad the price has been lately. The volatility has been extremely flat lately. So yeah, let's see how this plays out. I'm going to draw lines to indicate this position. So we've got our stop loss here, put that in red. We've got our long position opened here, which will be green. And we've got our take profit. You could target a series of different levels here. You could have a conservative target at 1.5. risk to reward, right? So we'll put that in a dotted or a dashed green line. So that's take profit 1, take profit 2, the top of the weekend zone here, and then take profit 3 up here in the supply zone. And that's like pretty much how you do this strategy. You know, you're playing around with targets. Once you've figured out where your entry is, then you work out where your targets are going to be. So 3 targets is okay. Now, when you reach target 1, that's when you move your stop loss to the break even. So that means you're not going to lose either way, right? So yeah, let's see how this plays out. Maybe we should label these targets here. If I can spell properly. Target 1. It's here. Target 2 is there. And target 3 is up here. Two. Stop loss, entry. I won't label those, but yeah, you get the gist of it, right? Yeah, that's pretty much. I think that's a reasonable play to make, just as like a short-term play. So right now, let's see what's fallen the most right now. ICP has fallen 4.27%, AVAX 3.6%. So a lot of the alts are actually seeing a little bit of a drawdown right now. Litecoin and Bitcoin are the healthiest performing so far, even though Bitcoin is down a touch from open. But yeah, not bad, not bad. Anyway, I'm going to hit save there. We're just going to follow this. You know, obviously there's a chance this gets stopped out, and if that's the case, then so be it. You could even, if that ends up being the case, you can do that long that other long that I was talking about, which is a retest of this this line, and then, you know, having a stop loss set in case we punch through it. And then, you know, you figure out the targets after the fact. But yeah, I guess remember the cautionary message here is be careful of the rising wedge. We're in a huge structure here that is overall bearish, right? So we've got to be careful of that. Yeah, let's just see what happens. Let's see how this goes. I think at the moment it's pulling back. It's in a very short-term time frame downtrend. Like if we go on the 1 minute, you can see that. So we're kind of counting on this 15-minute chart demand zone to hold as support. That's where we're at right now. Wow, 29 of you have tuned in. Welcome aboard. I think the peak for today has been 30 people. That's awesome. Things are starting to slowly pick up. Remember to smash the like button if you haven't already, guys. Let me go through the comments here. And wow, there's been a few comments here. Let me just catch up. You were definitely right about the weekend being boring. Yes, that's it, DC. Nice to see you back. What's up, DW? Honest AF. Oh, she's an OG. Coley, she's an OG. GG's an OG. MG. Morty JT, someone shot Doge. Oh, is Doge falling right now? I'll have to look to Doge. What's up, Kiki? Tech Jungle's in the house. Trago, Kevin Kennedy, SJS, Zigzag. Wow, there's a whole range of people here that I haven't seen in here before. What's up, Kiki Tree? BLS Doom Crew Incorporated. Slick Rick. BLS Doom Crew. How are you, man? Matt Velty. I don't know why these messages are getting retracted. I don't know what that's all about. It could be the Nightbot. So sorry if it's doing that. By the way, I've got a Discord. Let me pin that to the top. Ooh, look at this. Okay, we're getting some action here. Our shitty little trade here got stopped out. Bang. All right, look at where we hit. At least right now, this could be pretty savage. This could be the drop of our rising wedge here. So there you go. That's the beauty of a stop loss, yeah? If we do lose this rising wedge, our scalp, you know, that's dead in the water. May as well delete that. There goes the scalp idea. Stopped out very quickly. So if I turn that indicator back on and go down to the 15-minute chart, you'll see that demand zone no longer exists. We've broken that. So we've now broken structure. Break of structure to the downside. Oop, demand zone just flashed up again. This is a stop hunt. Just got stop hunted potentially there, guys. So potentially the you know, now we're looking at this potential long here. Like if, I don't know, this is a test of that trend line, the bottom of the rising wedge, right? Good to see everyone. Unk B. Oh, geez, okay. Yes, it's Hasi. It's a very risky market. There's no doubt. I'm just glad that the market's moving because it's been so boring. Yesterday, you know, Turbo and I were discussing how flat and boring it's been. Druzy, what's up, Druzy? Original Gangster. The Man Zone? Yes, the Man Zone. The demand zone, exactly. All the OGs are in here filling up the view count. Smash the like button, guys. Subscribe if you haven't done that already. I'm gonna hop into the Discords. That's the link to the Discord, by the way, is pinned at the top of the chat there. Let me know if it works or if it doesn't. Oh, we've got a couple of people sitting in the YouTube voice already. I'm gonna hop across.
And like meat chili is just so much fun. Oh shit.
Good morning, boys. Good afternoon, I mean. Not much, man. Just brought the YouTube stream in here. Sorry if I'm barging in on a conversation you guys are having. But yeah.
We're talking about chili, man. It's not a big deal.
Oh, chili. Chilies? As in the crypto or the food, chili?
Well, I mean, we can't hear you in the Discord chat.
Oh, right. I've got to fix that. Sorry, 1 second. It's this stupid... There we go. Can you hear me? Is that better?
There we go.
All right, cool. Hang on, let me change this. It's not coming up with the the light flashing or anything like that. How's that?
Dang it.
Is that better?
Good to go. Yeah,
All
there we
right,
go.
sweet, sweet. Okay,
Flash mode.
cool.
I mean, I would love to hear myself talk to you through this
While it's on YouTube. Yeah. Well, yeah. Sorry to barge in here and like
wait for you.
break in on the conversation, but you said you were talking about chili or chilies.
No, chili, like chili.
You just apologize for walking in your own living room.
Yeah. It's all good. So yeah, we're finally broken out of that weekend box that we've been stuck in. Thank God.
Mm.
And we're on we're basically knocking on the door of this support line, this rising wedge. So I think there's a fair chance that we're going to drop out of it. So it could be a red day. We'll see. So far it's holding. It's wicked to touch it.
What do you look? Is it the 4 hour?
Yeah, this is the 4 hour that I'm on, just to sort of give you a view of the wedge. What happens? Will it break everything if I try to share my screen in Discord too? Let's try that.
Oh,
In case you want to watch it from here.
No, I have the.
I just got to remember not to neglect the YouTube chat. Oh wow, little red big smile. Wow, I haven't seen you in a long time. It's been like a good 12 months. Jeez. What's up? Oh my god, long time no see. Oh, much love. Yeah. Much love right back at you. So yeah, that on the 15-minute chart we were basically, we had that supply zone, or sorry, demand zone. I keep saying supply. We had a demand box drawn up from this indicator, and that's been busted. So that no longer exists right now. It's we've had a break of structure there. Temporary support on the bottom of this rising wedge, and we've got a new demand zone drawn in down here. Now that is a long way. Well, it seems to be a long way down. It's probably only a couple of percent, 1.8% down to the middle of that demand zone from here. Could be a nice short coming up. Noodle with the super chat, $5. Jeez, thanks, man. Show me where Pisket touched you on the chart. Yeah. Alright. Man, I wish that guy came back. He was hilarious. Show me where Pisket touched you in VR chat, or something like that. And then Vinny was another OG from the streams back last year. I'll tell you something interesting. Yesterday I was watching. I was trying to find the live stream from SNL for Doge, and just seeing how it behaved. I couldn't find it on Tame's Discord. It's not on my Discord because I deleted all that old content. But Adam Up, if you check out Adam's channel, he's got all of those old school live streams from back in the day when everything was hyper bullish. Yeah, and it's interesting to see like how far we've come with our analysis of the market. Because the majority of people here like sort of got into it 12 months ago or thereabouts, 18 months ago. So it's it's been interesting to see the development of people's analysis skills, TA skills. Wow, all the super chats coming out of the woodwork here. T Black, $10 super sticker. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Hey Noodle, $5 super chat here. Talk about the cow farm and how it will make us rich. The cow farm. The cash cow? T Black, I know you were asking for some TA on Ethereum. So I'm gonna deep dive on there because I remember you said that not long ago when we were in B's channel there. So I'm gonna open up an Ethereum chart, and I'm gonna apply the same indicators to Ethereum as I have here on Bitcoin, and we'll see if there's anything enlightening to highlight or look at. So if we go now, we're out on the monthly here, so it's like super macro. I'm gonna nail it back down to the weekly. Obviously, our demand zone on the weekly is all the way down here at the previous bear market lows. So there is a huge fair value gap that has not been tested. Like there's a lot of space down here, and that's kind of like a harsh reality. You could see, you know, that zone filled. However, there's still a strong case. Like there is a bullish scenario too, and that's we bounced quite heavy off $1,000 here. Like there was a bit of time where it wicked through it, but for the most part, we've held that, and we actually pulled in, at least for now, a higher low. So could this be the start of some kind of, you know, recovery, if not some kind of floor, like long-term floor, just like we got a long-term floor back here, right, on Ethereum. You know, there has to be a floor somewhere. I don't claim to know where it is, but we can try and find it as price comes down. We can try and establish, you know, theories on where it might be, but yeah, demand zone a long way away, obviously, on the weekly. Let's go down to the daily chart. We'll see if there's any. So here's the zone that I'm talking about, the 1K level. So there's some nice fat demand zones down here to, you know, potentially act as like a trampoline if price is to come down and re-enter, retest those lower prices. But yeah, there's no doubt it's that volatility is definitely squeezing up to something. Whether that breakout of that squeeze is going to be up or down, we'll have to wait and see and play it as it comes. But yeah, you can try and like pin your bias onto it and say, you know, XYZ, I think it's going to do this, but you know, I think the better approach to it is to just let the market show you where it's going to go. Let it you know, give you confirmation of a break of these demand zones or a break of these supply zones before you decide, you know, and that way you don't have to try and predict. You just let the market show you. You let the candles do the talking. So yeah, there is definitely like some kind of wedge formation here, like this. Now, if you're talking textbook, that's a bear pennant, right? Let's change these colors here. I'll turn that indicator off so you can see it clearer. So there's our bear pennant. Something like that. By the way, if anyone has some TA they want to share, I'm totally happy to do like a Discord screen share thing and bring your screen onto mine so that you can basically put it up on YouTube and show people what you're thinking. So it doesn't always have to be me talking and explaining things. So by all means. Who have we got in the house here? Oh, Elon. Are you the original Elon from back in the day? Is it you? The guy that I think you're...
Oh, my mic was muted and I was trying to talk to you. Yeah, it is me.
Yeah, dude. What's up, man? Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've seen you... your frequent spot is like Statics, isn't it? Like that's where you've been sort of chilling.
No, you may be confusing me. I've been in the
Reels, yes. The Reels, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, damn. What's been happening, man?
Not a whole lot.
Just
kind of just trade futures a lot. I haven't been investing in anything.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think that's a pretty common story at the moment, hey? Like, what more can you do in a bear market? Like, there's not a whole lot of volatility to trade. I mean, obviously there's still shorts that can be taken
Yeah,
on the lower
leverage
time
is
frames.
amazing with low
Yeah,
volatility.
I think leverage really shines in this kind of environment because you kind of need it to otherwise you're trying to draw blood from a stone, you know? Like, it's fighting for 1% and 2%, you know, is can be pretty boring, I suppose. Almost a waste of time. But yeah, leverage definitely, at least there's that. But yeah, no, it's good to hear from you, man. I'll have to pop into the other channels and say good day. It's been a while.
Yeah, we kind of just sit there and chit chat each day with the same group we've been talking with for a while, and I don't know, sometimes that gets boring, so you know, I flip around other people's YouTubes and stuff and listen to them. And...
Hello.
Yeah, that's it. It's a someone else saying hello there.
I heard you saying that you were gonna hop into your Discord, and I was like,
yeah,
okay,
man. Yeah, it's I can't remember the last time this Discord channel was active.
I just wanted to say the 17024, if that might become a support now because we lost it. That's the 20 EMA daily.
Yeah.
And if we touch it again and retrace down, that means short like a motherflower.
What's up? Keep going. It's good to hear your voice, man. It's been a couple of days.
Yeah, man.
I think you've got the right idea, man. Like, you only show up on the weekdays when the market's actually doing something.
Yeah, so if we close today, we did not close 17024 today. We might not close. So if we don't do that, I'm shorting this.
Yeah, it's
for a market structure here.
The break of it's B. What's happening, B?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, not much, man. Just seeing that rising wedge potentially breaking down right now.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, that demand zone didn't last long. That short-term demand zone got broken. But I think the next sort of like area of support is down at around 16,750, 16,800 ish. And then if that breaks, there's another one down here at like 16.3. And then a really nasty one down at 16k, pretty much. That'd be a nice short if that happens. And it might take a few hours to do that. But that's 5.6% all the way down to 16k. Well, basically 6% from here. But hey, I don't know, the bulls are like trying to maintain some kind of support here in the short term. But yeah, that structure's definitely been broken. We're back on a downtrend here.
Well, not technically. We gotta close the daily below 17024.
Daily close.
As in like today's candle, or like the Monday candle. Yeah.
It already closed.
It already closed. Then we're done. How many we're done? That's it.
No. It closed.
The Sunday candle closed. And
Sunday candle closed. Yeah.
We've got the Monday candle now.
Right now, we filled the bull gap here on the daily. The bear gap that we had on the daily. We filled it, and there is some potential for us to go back into that channel we were in before, as long as if we remain outside that channel for the next 39 minutes. That'll be the hourly, maybe even the 4 hour, really, because you can see here on the 4 hour. We're kind of bouncing off of support right now. We're getting a rejection back up to this support level. But if we remain outside on this 4 hour, that's still 3.5 hours. Maybe the hourly I might consider, because that's what this pattern really looks like. if we close an hour down here, then probably very less likely that we'll recover back into that channel, because that would be 39 minutes without a buyback. Very
Okay.
likely we would continue downward.
16,850 next target then, and bounce if we bounce.
Potentially, dude. The MFI is showing like it's signaling a green dot. I mean, not that that's like 100%, you know, the answer. Like it's like a
Hourly
piece of the
stochastic
puzzle. It's like a
bottom out.
little hint. Yeah. So yeah, this could be just like a big old bear trap potentially. But
Yeah, potentially.
we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, if I mean if this is all just wick
hour close.
like below this line, and then we close some candles above again and find support, then yeah, could change things.
Yeah, just watching it and seeing how it reacts in the next hour
Yeah.
would be interesting. Seeing if it closes down here or if it closes back up there.
Yeah. Exactly. Does anyone want to have a crack at giving some TA? I'll share your screen if you want on YouTube, and you can get behind the wheel. Otherwise, I'm just gonna let the music play and watch the price.
Show your blocks, B.
Let me see. How do I stream? Okay.
You want me to let me put it up.
Rick, has your channel ever seen spaghetti charts?
Spaghetti charts? Not yet, mate. I've heard of them. Bit of an urban legend to me.
Okay, let me get something off my chest here.
Yes.
Now that we're on
Go for it.
going down. Went down, downtown.
That 12 monthly chart. Yep. I see.
Let's just
It's a very nasty red dildo right there.
And a lot of fucking volume this year. Wow. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But as I was telling Rick earlier, this right here, bearish engulfing candle by fucking almost the size of, you know, this candle here, the previous. Actually, if you're counting the wick, then not really. But yeah, it is pretty bearish engulfing on this. But the key point is not how bearish engulfing it is. It's just that there is some support here at the close of the yearly, which no one is really talking about because you can't see it on the lower time frames. But there is a support here at 13. My line's a little bit thick, but 13,300 really is the area. So we have that going on for us on this time frame. Now let's move down in time frame so we can kind of get a better idea of the market and what's going on here. So currently in this month, we have we have 20 days left. We have roughly a third of the month completed, and our volume is tracking pretty well, I think, for where we are in the month. A little bit low, but overall I think it's okay. We have this big rejection here, just constant move down, and we've kind of collided here on the monthly with this level here. I've seen a lot of projections with this SR flip included, where we're at now, and it shows us going up. But with these large time frames, it's very possible that we ignore these wicks and come straight down to some candle bodies here. And the first set of candle bodies here on this chart is actually, you could see it 13.3. Then over here, the next set of bodies is around 11-ish. So drawing a box, where are the boxes? Here they are. Drawing a little rectangle between 13, the top of this, and this area here. That'd be a zone of support that I'd be looking to get into here. And honestly, until we get into this level and show some sort of strength, it's like here I'd be more willing to throw buys in. But currently where we're at right now, it is kind of random if we go up or don't go up. So that's on the right here, what we see on the monthly chart. Now let's go down to the weekly. And on the weekly, you see that we do have a sort of rising wedge here from the price action that we do have. It's very minute, but you see a small rising wedge, and that rising wedge brings us right into this previous order block here, or previous zone of consolidation, really, this range, and it brings us into the bottom of that range. So rising wedge right into resistance, which typically signals a move down. So as we're going down on these time frames, you kind of see same sort of picture forming here on this. What would sort of change the mindset of this would be if we have another broadening wedge coming down like this and create a double bottom here, and a broadening wedge, use that descending broadening wedge as a reversal, and that could bring us potentially back up after this dip here, back to, what is this, 15? So go to 15, and the broadening wedge would at least get us back up to where it started, which would be this 18 number. And after we have some sort of momentum from 15 to 18, it's very likely that we'll try to mimic this level, or try to continue up and test this level here back at 20K. And from there, I'm projecting at least that we continue down. But from there, we do have the opportunity to kind of mirror that side and attempt to come back up. But that'll be in time, really. We have to really see how things go step by step. So as we go deeper and deeper into the time frames, let me grab my all my indicators here. Multi-time frame, turn that off. We keep that on. Okay. So on this time frame here, we have a bear gap that the target has been hit. So now we have room to go up if necessary. We have this Bollinger Band that we've been it's been squeezing. And from the past price action, you can see what happens when we slam into it at the top, right? We get rejected. And here again, we went up and broke it with great strength, but typically this is the only way to really see anything like that. We broke through this with great strength, came up here. You can see something similar right here. We didn't break through it with great strength and got rejected, came back down. And same thing here, came up, weren't able to get through it with great strength, came back down, got a rejection. So on these daily ones, which we haven't gone through it with great strength, it looks like there's big potential for rejection, but we'll see as we go along. There might be another one. This is what I'm thinking, one more attempt at breaking up. That would leave us with a move up to this level. There would be a wick. The cutoff of the wick would actually be like this, how I would imagine it. Something like this after that move up. And then that would have us testing this previous order block here, this previous consolidation level. And along with that, it would have us engaging with the fish hook. So once we have that level, we'll have this fish hook set up here. Fish hook engage, bring us down, right? So, and that'd be a confirmation of rejection right here, a confirmation of lower prices to come, because we're getting rejected by this order block. So ultimately, what is everything, all the nonsense I just told you, what does that mean? Well, in my head, I'm thinking on the 12-month it's saying down, right? So that's 12-month. On the weekly, it's saying that there is potential to go have a small upward move and then down, larger down one, right? So let me so 12-month monthly looks like this, and now we're looking at the weekly, and the weekly is starting to look like this. Right, you get more of an idea of what's going on here with this sort of as you go down the time frames. And I'm sure as you go down, you'll be able to piece together what's going on with price action even better. Right, look, we've already broken down on this level. This is some TA that I had prior, already broken down, and with this price action here per se,
Bit of a Bart Simpson, eh?
yeah, a bit of a Bart Simpson for sure. It's not exactly a diamond, nah, not at all. So with this price action here, if it was to go to levels, let's see, let's go back to the daily on this chart. Sorry, daily. Okay, so if it was to go to level significantly below this, then because as of right now you have some wicks that go through, like this first wick, second wick went slightly through. Right now we're slightly through as well. If we were to break below this on the daily, and if we were to break below this on the daily and close down here, I think that would confirm a move down, and maybe not as high of a move as we were expecting, that fish hook, but still a move down regardless. So you kind of get an idea of what's going on. Most scenarios are telling you down. Even if you zoom in here on the hourly on this other chart here, and we've already broken down. I'm sorry, I have my chart is a little bit of a mess. I have so much on it, but we've broken down below this level already, so it's kind of telling you something similar. Basically the same story is down, general direction, but with this one right here, 27 minutes to potentially recover. I would say 27 minutes to break above that line before we start, you know, playing the next step, right? So I forgot. Tay used to say something like trade one level at a time, right? So this is probably the first level I'd be looking at, and then seeing what happens next before I continue on with the trade.
Where will be your stop loss?
Well, what do you mean? I didn't mention a trade yet, but my entry would have been here with a stop loss just under it, and this already went way too much, I think, for you to really consider this same entry. But in terms of that larger time frame play,
So right now you think it's gonna go back into the channel from 17,024 and above?
yeah, and then go up potentially. That's what I'm thinking is a possibility. But if we're looking at the higher time frames, the play you should really be trying to grab is this one right here. This potential move up rejection here, because that would be a fish hook. It'd be really good fish hook, and it might not even go all the way up there. It might just go to this 9 EMA and then get rejected. That happens pretty often too. So there's potential for that too. So I might make a play here. Probably on 2x with a stop loss of 10%. And same thing at this level here with a stop loss of 10%. But I would obviously be trading the way that I normally do, watching the price as it reacts to this level. And if I see that it's fucking swing failing moving up, I'd probably try to grab it there. So yeah, I think 10% is a reasonable gap between this, because the projection for the move down is pretty large. So if you're playing this move and